So really, a really great resume. We're so excited to have Omar here. Just again, someone specifically from ClubRunner to guide us through all the ins and outs so we can use ClubRunner more effectively as a district. So we are recording the webinar, so definitely it will be hosted on the District 5360 YouTube page after the fact. So for your club members that couldn't attend for whatever reason this morning, or for your own future club learning, it will be there forever in perpetuity on the District 5360 YouTube page. So for those who don't know about that, please make sure you go onto YouTube and just obviously search in District Rotary District 5360, and all of the great learning webinars and topics are hosted there. So we will take, I know Omar's going to go through this, but we will take a 10-minute stretch and coffee facility break in the middle of the webinar. So I know it's tough to sit in front of the computer for a couple hours. We're not used to Zooming anymore, but we do have 2 hours with Omar today. So I know he has a great presentation, lots of topics. And this is designed to be interactive, so make sure you put your questions into the Q&A, into the chat, and we'll make sure we get them all answered at the end as well. So without further ado, you didn't come to listen to me. Omar, take it away.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Robert. Actually, in 5 days, I'll be closing in on my 4th year anniversary at ClubRunner. So almost at 4 years, and I've had a blast working with our team on ClubRunner, and I'm excited to run this training. And I also want to thank Robert for working with me over those 4 months to schedule and prep the training. So I've got my introduction slide here. Let's jump into our topics for today. So first things first is I'm going to pull up our club's ClubRunner website, at least my demonstration account. I'll show you how you can use the district website to find your club's website in case you don't know where it is, but you can also reach out to us by emailing support@clubrunner.ca if you're not sure what your club's website. And I do have an outro slide that'll include our email address. I do want to mention, in addition to the District 5360 recording Robert will have for you guys, we also record all of our webinars and changeover trainings. As a matter of fact, we ran our changeover training series in April 2023, so just a few months ago, and all of those recordings are on the knowledge base, clubrunnersupport.com. I've just hovered my cursor there. Let's jump into the topic. So yep, we're going to log into the website. I'm going to talk about access levels, club access levels, and how they grant access to different areas in ClubRunner. We'll go over how to assign them. Once we figure that out, we're going to take a look at how you'd navigate around ClubRunner. There's really 2 ways, the welcome dashboard and the top 2 menus, and I'll go over that. Next, we're going to quickly update and review our club information page just so you can include your club's meeting times. And if you have an online meeting link, you can include it in that club information page, which would appear on the website and only be clickable for logged in members. So there's a way in the system to include a private meeting link in your club's information. And then there's a widget, which I'll explain later, that displays that information and hides that meeting link to visitors, so only members will be able to click it. Next, we're going to do some membership management, add, terminate members. The transfer member feature uses the RI integration, and the demo account I have isn't hooked up to Rotary International, but I will talk about the RI integration, just an overview, and how you can transfer members using the RI integration. We have a nice article with pictures, that I'll use for that for. Next, we're going to upload some private and public documents. There's an area in the club's member area to upload those documents, and then we're going to send an email with a link to one of those documents, as well as add attachments to the email and select your non-members and members for that email. Right after that, that's when I plan our break at 9:50 to 10 a.m. So we're going to take just a quick breather. And once we come back, we're going to jump into creating an event planner event, and then updating the homepage and creating a custom page in the Live Designer. If I wrap up the first 7 items early, we may do the event first and then take that break and then jump into the Live Designer for our event flyer. Last and definitely not least, I'm going to show us clubrunnersupport.com, that self-help resources line, with the webinar recordings, all of our articles, which will cover everything I've done in the webinar. And finally, at 10:30, I plan on going through any of the questions I received through the Zoom Q&A box. So please, throughout the whole training, you don't need to wait until the Q&A session. Submit your questions to me. If I see them while I'm on the page, I'll do my best to answer them right there. But if not, I'm going to spend all of that 10:30 to 11 time going through as many questions as I can. And finally, I do have that outro slide to close up the training. Let's go ahead and pull up my demonstration account. So I pulled it up in this browser tab, the Rotary Club of Greentown. I did mention I'd help with finding your club's website. So in the top of my browser here, I'm just going to open up a new tab and then search for the District 5360 website. So there is your district's homepage, rotary5360.ca. I'm just going to quickly scroll down here to see if I can find the club directory. That's okay. I'm going to go to the top here and search club directory in the search bar at the very top right. And there's the first result, club directory and contacts. And this is all of the clubs in District 5360. On the left side of the page, you'll see this website column. If the house icon is orange, it means your club has a club level ClubRunner subscription, and that's the type of account that I'll be working in. So this is your district's account with the district member area, and we'll be working in a ClubRunner account to update your club's website. I see many of you guys are club level ClubRunner subscribers, which really warms my heart. But you would just click that home icon and it'll pull up your club's ClubRunner website. And again, if you're having any issues finding that your homepage, definitely reach out to us. We can definitely help with that. Let's go back to my demonstration account, the Rotary Club of Kipling. I'll just scroll down the page just to show you guys what we have, and we'll touch on the Live Designer. Actually, we'll get into the Live Designer in the second half of the training. So at the top, we just have our navigation menu with a few folders and some primary buttons. We've got this little carousel with images that we've used a standard image ratio to make sure it looks all even. If they weren't in that same image ratio, this carousel may move up or down or hold some white space for those tall images. We'll jump into the Live Designer and carousels. Just scrolling down, this is that club meeting information widget that I talked about on the homepage. And we can see that this Join Us Online link is clickable. I haven't logged in yet. If I go ahead and try to click that link, it prompts me to log in. And we will definitely get into how you can include your club's online meeting link and this club meeting information widget when we get into the Live Designer. Just scrolling down a little bit more, we've got this mini calendar widget, and just below the mini calendar widget is the upcoming events widget. We're going to publish a Canada Day event, and it'll appear in this Our Events widget, as well as highlight the date in the mini calendar. In the middle of the page, you guys will see our embedded Facebook plugin widget, which I'll definitely cover. If your club has a public Facebook group page, you can automatically post your Facebook content on your club's ClubRunner website. So we were just at RI convention the week before June 1st. I attended with our team, and all of these are our Facebook posts from the convention and earlier. So you can definitely do something like this with your own club's ClubRunner website. Okay, scrolling down just a tad more for some features I'd like to share, that you can also embed videos right on your club's homepage or on custom pages, secondary pages, and visitors can just click the play button. I'm going to go ahead and click it and mute it, but they can click that play button and the video plays right from the website. And I will be covering how to embed videos. Okay, last but not least, is this homepage stories widget. By default, if you sign up for ClubRunner, we typically include this widget on your club's website in the list format. I've changed it to this scrollable like column format so that it just scrolls through the stories, and I'll show you where you can play around with widget properties to change your homepage stories widget format. We'll definitely dive into that when we use our Facebook plugin widget as well. So I'm going to scroll to the top and we're going to log into our club's member area. To get there, I'm just going to click this member login link in the top right. And then I'm going to enter my user's username and password. Before I click login, if you're not sure what your username or password is, you can click any of these three links: forgot username, forgot password, or new user. I'm just going to right click it and then open in a new tab so it saves my credentials here. I just want to show you this recovery form. So I've opened it up in a new tab. I'm going to go ahead and click that tab, and here is that retrieve login information form. So if you're not sure what your username or password is, definitely click one of those three links on the login page, and at that point you would enter your profile's email address and then click this blue submit button. As long as that's successful, this page will reload to display a green confirmation message at the top. and it would have sent your email address a message. You would open up your email client or your email address inbox and then click the email. You'll see a reset your password button in the middle. If you click that, your username's at the top, and then you can set your password twice. And at that point, you would go back to your club's homepage and then click member login and enter your credentials like I have right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the blue login button. There we are. So we are logged into the club's ClubRunner website. I can tell because in the top right, it doesn't display member login anymore. It displays my user's name, member area, and logout. I do want to mention I do have the greatest access level 30 site administrator. For the first portion of our training, you would only need the 50-club executive access level, and I'll get into access levels. As a site administrator, while I view the public website, I have access to this little pencil icon in the bottom right. So if you have appropriate access, typically 50 club executive up to site administrator, you may see this pencil icon while you navigate around the public website. If you click it, it'll take you directly to the area in the member area to update that website content. So I click that pencil icon and now it's opened up this design homepage live designer. And we will get into this in the second half of the training. I just want to mention that little pencil icon feature that'll help you update your club's website. Okay, let's go ahead and enter the member area. I'm just going to click that member area link in the top right. And again, I did mention my user has the greatest access level site administrator. So that's what displays in the top left of this welcome dashboard. If you have a greater access level, you'll be able to see what lower access levels see when they log in. So if I had the 50-club executive access level, I would see this executives dashboard. And if I scroll down, we've organized this welcome page with the modules and tools for your access. So executives have access to events and volunteering, communication, attendance, and if I scroll down more, membership organization to manage the club information or membership, for example. Executives also have access to reports, reviewing and monitoring the RI integration module, and they are able to create website content like website stories and custom pages, but they're not able to update the club's homepage. Only site administrators, the greatest access level, can update that. Okay, and I just want to talk about what members see and what members can access. So if you're just a member of your club and you log into your club's ClubRunner website, what can you do? So I've pulled up this members dashboard. If I scroll down just a tad, you're able to edit your profile. You can send emails to other colleagues. So if I just scroll down just a tad more in this My ClubRunner dashlet, you can click email services or compose email, and you can send emails to other members. You can also sign up to your club's events and volunteer sign-up lists and review your own volunteer hours. Okay, so let's scroll to the top and I'll show you where you can view your profile's access level and how an executive or site administrator can change your access level using my site administrator profile. So if you log in for all of the dashboards, you'll see this edit my profile button. I'll go ahead and click editors as well. You'll see it in that my ClubRunner section. I'm going to go ahead and click edit profile. So you can update your own profile as a member. Just scrolling down, we've got our personal details. So first name, last name, email address, spouse information, if you'd like to include that, home and work address information. And if your club has created some custom member fields, those would appear at the bottom of this personal tab. For access, we're going to click the settings tab just below the profile. And as soon as I click settings, club access level is on the left side. We can see I have that 30 site administrator access level. You'll also be able to see your own username in your profile and change it, as well as update your own password. And administrators are able to assist with changing your username or resetting your password to something else once they're logged in. I should mention access level to edit other member profiles begins at 50 club executive up to 30 site administrators. So if you're just a member, you'd be able to edit your own profile, but not other member profiles. You can search and review the directory for other members. Let's go ahead and change another member's access level, and I'll talk about navigating around ClubRunner before we jump into some of the modules. So as an administrator or executive, you would have access to your club's membership. On the dashboard, it would have been that membership dashlet, but once you navigate away from it, the dashboard is gone. So you would use this top blue menu and the gray menu just below to navigate around ClubRunner. I'm going to go ahead and click membership, and then I'm going to click member lists in the gray menu just to the left here. Okay, this will load your club's active members list. On the left side, we typically include links for the module you're working in. So in the membership module, you have access to your active members list, the current page we have open, other user lists. So say you want to add a staff member who should be able to log into the club. Maybe they need to update the homepage or create custom pages. You can assign access to those other users. So they're not necessarily a member, but they are staff or somebody who's visiting the club who you want to be able to log into your website. You can just throw them in your other user list, and then the inactive members list for any members who've been terminated or I guess really just terminated from the club. Okay, on the active members list page, I can click this access column to sort all of the records by access. And again, 30 site administrator is the greatest access level. I think we have too many site administrators for our number. We have 24 total members, and I see 8 site administrators. That's probably too many. Probably a few demos. We've just been increasing but not decreasing access. Typically, you want at least 2 or 3 administrators, so you have somebody who you can contact about the website, and then you would assign club executive access to people who want to manage the membership information or send emails and upload documents. So you guys can review that access level, but to change a member's access level, let's just scroll down a bit. I'm going to increase our site administrators. I'm going to go ahead and click Olaf's name from the active membership list, to open their profile. There we are. So we're in Olaf's profile. And again, I'm going to click this settings tab. And here we see his 70-member access level. I can update it by clicking this edit link on the right side of the page. And if I scroll down, I see I'm able to change their username. I'm also able to click the club access level dropdown, and I'm able to increase Olaf's access up to my own access level, 30 site administrator. But if I was a club executive, I'd be able to only increase his access level up to 50 club executive. If for any reason you guys don't have a site administrator or they're unresponsive, let me finish this. I'm going to go ahead and set Olaf with 50-club executive and then click this orange save button. So now Olaf, when he logs in, he'll be able to manage the membership information, upload documents, send emails to non-members as well as members and more. But if you guys don't have a site administrator and you're not sure or they're not responsive, definitely log into your club's member area and click this help menu item in the top blue bar. Just below, you'll see a few options, including our webinars, which I'll show also later in the training, and this submit a ticket option. So if for any reason there's no site administrators or they're not active, just reach out to us. We really only need your club president or secretary's confirmation to assign another administrator. If they want it to be themselves, we can definitely do that. So hopefully you guys have active site administrators, but if you don't, definitely reach out. We can assist with looping in your president if you're not sure how to confirm, hey, you guys need a site administrator. This is how you manage access, and we can help with assigning a site administrator so you can start managing your access levels. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the member area. And just a reminder, if you guys have questions while I'm going through the content, definitely share them with me in the Q&A box. I'll do my best to answer them while we're at the page. But again, we have that Q&A session at the end. Okay, so let's go back to the admin welcome page. To get there, I'm going to click admin in the top blue bar, and then I'm going to click admin again in the gray bar just below. Okay, and this is that same welcome page that we were in that we used to navigate around initially, but if you navigate to somewhere else in the member area, you would typically use the top 2 menus to navigate elsewhere. Let's go ahead and just talk about some of the tools members can download as well. In the admin menu, members can download the ClubRunner mobile app by just tapping ClubRunner mobile in the gray bar below. It'll pull up this page with an overview video of the ClubRunner app and 2 links to download the ClubRunner app on your mobile device. If you log into the app on your mobile device, you'll be able to see all of your club's members as well as your district's club's members if your district is online with ClubRunner and 5360 is. So you guys would have access to other clubs membership information using the application, and any member, just 70-member, would have access to add those members to their mobile's contact book and send them an email or text. There are ways to opt out of being visible in the app. I just want to mention that. Okay, and typically members will use the My ClubRunner dashlet at the top to access everything for their own profile. So all of this in the My ClubRunner tab is accessible by 70-member. They can view your club's directories page. I'm just going to go ahead and click that because I know that's pretty commonly used. So this is the list version of the club directory. If I click card, we'll see members with their profile pictures if entered. So I can scroll down and we can see the contact information and profile pictures. And again, there are ways to opt out of being visible on the directory page. Let's go ahead and get into working in the system with typically the 50 club executive access level to start with here. Let's update our club's information. So in the top blue bar, I'm going to click admin and then club info and settings. If I use the administrator welcome dashboard, if I scroll down, it should be in the organization dashlet. So communications, emails, events and volunteering, events and volunteers, attendance for meetings, organization. Here we are, and the first link, club information. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and you can see it also selects it in the menu for us, admin and club info and settings. So you can update your club's logo by hovering over the logo in the top left here and clicking change. You would then upload your club's new logo and change it that way. For the club's name and a short name, that's in this club details box. To edit any of these section, club details, contact info, meeting information, which we will definitely do, we're going to click this edit option or button in the top right of that section. And you'll see you can change your club's name with a different name if you say merge with another club, and you can also update the short name. If you have a motto or club greeting, you can enter this information, and this would all automatically appear in the meeting information widget on the website if it's on your homepage. Okay, for the online meeting feature that I showed at the start, it is this meeting section on the right side of the page. I'm going to go ahead and click this edit button for that meeting information. Here we can choose the day our club meets in the week. So I can click the day and then choose, say, Thursday. And then say we've changed. We typically meet at Wednesday at 6 p.m., but now we're switching to Thursdays at 7 p.m. I can just enter that 7 p.m. time. If we meet on additional days, I can include that in the public meeting comments. So I could, I've just entered 2 lines and mention we also meet online at Tuesdays at 5 p.m., for example. Okay, any other meeting comments, you can include that information just below. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this extra meeting line. And if I scroll down just a tad more, this online meeting section is what enables that Join Us Online link on the public website. So if you open up your club's meeting information page and edit the meeting info, if this is offline or unchecked, you wouldn't see that Join Us Online link, and members wouldn't be able to click through to join online. You would just need to come to this meeting information section, check the option here, and then copy your club's online meeting URL, whether it be Zoom or Microsoft Teams or any other online meeting service. You can throw in that link there, and you can also throw in private details. And these details only appear for logged in members. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like while logged in. Scrolling down just a little bit more, you can include your club's meeting location. And for some of these areas I update, you may see this double arrow circle icon. For that icon, if you update that section's information, if that icon appears for that section, that information is integrated to Rotary International. So this meeting location information is integrated up to my.rotary.org automatically once updated in ClubRunner. So just keep in mind, if you're navigating around, you see this double arrow icon, it means that the information you're updating is automatically sent to my.rotary.org if you've turned on the RI integration. Okay, and I'm just going to scroll to the bottom here. You may see this latitude and longitude boxes. You don't need to go to an online map service and copy this information. All you need to do is throw in the full address line 1, city, country, province, and as long as that information is entered in postal code, you can just check this update latitude and longitude based on meeting address, and as soon as you click save, it wouldn't update right away. You check this checkbox, it'd still be blank, but then you would click save, and then that information would be set for the meeting information. I'm going to go ahead and save our updates. We changed our meeting time from Wednesdays 6 to Thursdays at 7. And if I scroll down, the meeting information address will appear in this venue map, and you can include that link in the club meeting information widget. So people can just click that link and it'll open up on Google Maps to give them directions to your meeting. Let's quickly test this meeting URL and private details text box. If I scroll to the top of the member area, I can go back to the public website by clicking home in the top right. I'm going to go ahead and open this up in a new tab. So I've right-clicked home, and then I'm going to click open link in new tab. So here we are on the home page. I am logged in, and if I scroll down, we'll see there's that Thursdays at 7 p.m. update. The join us online link is clickable. It was clickable before, but we also see the private details Zoom password we entered in that meeting information. If I click join us online, it'll open up that meeting link we entered, which was just zoom.com/4321. It's not going to work, but let's test it. So instead of logging in, it's opened up this error page on Zoom's website. It's not a real Zoom meeting link, but it is on Zoom's website. So that's how you can include your club's online meeting information, only available to logged in members, and private details if you'd like to throw that in as well. Okay, let's go to managing your club's membership and an overview of the RI integration. Let's go back into the member area. So scrolling to the top, I'm just going to click member area to get back into that members only area. And to manage your club's membership, we can either use membership in the top blue bar and members list in the gray bar below, or as long as you have executive access level, let's do it as an executive. So I'm on the executive's dashboard. If I scroll down, we can go to that membership dashlet. There it is. And then I can click active members, inactive members, or other users. Contacts are just a record with a name and email address. You can also throw in a physical address for emailing. Contacts cannot log into your club's website. Other users and active members can. But to manage our membership, we're going to click active members. To add a brand new member to our club, I'm going to go ahead and click this orange add new member button on the right side of the page. Okay, this will open up the new member form for your club. At the top, you can choose the membership type. We have active, honorary, satellite, and corporate. If your club is looking for a custom membership type for organizing the membership, you can reach out to our team, support@clubrunner.ca, and I'll have more links later, and we can assist with entering a custom active membership type for your club. Scrolling down, you can enter a member sponsor. So you would just select their name and that would be their sponsor. If you have the member's Rotary member number, I wouldn't suggest adding the member using this add member form. I would suggest transferring the member. And the reason I suggest that is a member can only be active at one Rotary club. They can be honorary at others while being active at one. At least that's what I understand Rotary's requirements are. So if you have their Rotary member number, definitely use the transfer member page because it'll show you if they are currently active at another club. So they would then need to be terminated from their current club before you transfer them into your club. Otherwise, you can try to transfer them into ClubRunner. It'll add their ClubRunner profile, but when it's integrated to Rotary International, it will fail because they're active at that prior club and you tried to add them as active at your club, and that wouldn't work in Rotary systems until they're terminated from their prior club. Next is the club join date. You can change this club join date to be any day. However, Rotary requires it be within the last 30 days. So we would be able to add a member and have it integrate successfully May 18th onwards. If you've added the members or you're trying to add the members and they joined 2 or 3 months ago, I would suggest adding them for, say, May 18th within the 30-day window, and then reaching out to Rotary's team for assistance correcting the members' join date in their systems. In ClubRunner, you can edit the member's profile to be whatever join date. It's just RI integration requires that 30-day limit. And if you try to do it outside of that, it will fail when it integrates to Rotary. Next is the integration options. If you guys have the RI integration module enabled, it will automatically be set to report this new member to RI. And new member records would just go straight to my.rotary.org. They would ideally accept the new member and then assign them a Rotary ID number. You wouldn't need to come back into the member's ClubRunner profile and enter their Rotary member number. The RI integration system will take care of that. So the new member's request is sent to RI, they assign them a Rotary ID number, and then it automatically comes back into ClubRunner for their Rotary member number and integration. Scrolling down just a little more, I'm just going to fill in the required fields, but you can fill out this form incomplete if you'd like to. I'm just going to have the member's name be John, let's do Jane Doe. And I can throw in, say, a suffix like junior, senior, etc. I can also include their email address. I'm just going to throw in our testing email services here. It's not a real email address, just a method to send emails to a fictitious address that won't prevent or block them. Next is their gender. We do have male, female, and the other gender options. They can be somewhere in the middle or prefer not to identify. Let's say Jane is not doesn't want to identify as a gender. We can choose that option. Finally is the address and ClubRunner account information. Rotary requires a complete address when adding members to their systems. So we follow those requirements on this add member form for Rotary Club. So you would need the member's address, address line 1, city, country, province, and postal. I'm going to throw in some placeholder information. So 101 Flower Drive. Let's say it's in Oakville, Canada, Ontario. And I'm just going to throw in a really basic postal code. There we are. And at the very bottom of the add member form is the member's username and password. So if you want to change their username before they get that welcome new member email, you can do it right here on this add member form. I can remove our ClubRunner account ID number. This is how the system generates usernames by default. It's first name dot period last name dot account number, your club's ClubRunner account number. I can remove that account number and replace it with more, or just leave it as first dot last name. I do want to mention usernames must be unique across the system. So if the username is in use at another club, the add member form will flag that you can't add this member until they have a unique username. So you may need to add some information, maybe a middle name. So I could throw in Smith, Jane.Smith.Doe, and that should work if Jane.Doe is in use. Next is their password. You can change this for the member, give them something standard. The welcome new member email includes a button to get their username and reset their password as well. So they can use that system email to set their password, and they'll get their username. I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'll touch on it actually. If you've created a custom welcome new member email template, you can select that by clicking the system custom dropdown, then choosing custom. And then if you've created that template, you would click this select template dropdown, and then you would choose it. I see we have 2 with 3 E's in the greeting and 2 E's in the greeting. I'm just going to go ahead and select one of them and add member. The email address I have is just a testing address. So there's no real person behind this receiving that email, but your members would receive the email you choose at the bottom here. I'm going to go ahead and click this blue add member button. And probably the follow-up question is, where do I create my own new member email template? That's a great question. In the top blue bar, I'm going to click membership, then member lists. I hope I'm remembering it's either here. No, it's in communication, pardon me. So I'm going to go ahead and click communication in the top blue bar where you typically go to send emails, and then email services in the gray bar just below. This is where we'll send an email very soon in our training here, but the new member email templates are stored in the left-hand list of links, new member templates. I'm going to go ahead and click it. I'm not going to design one here. We will send an email, but as soon as I click new member templates, there are the two templates we selected from, the greeting with 3 E's and the greeting with 2 E's. You can create more. You can also set one of the new member templates to be your default. If you do, that add member form will automatically choose custom and then the one that you've set as the new member email template or default. You can do that by clicking this actions drop down arrow on the right side of the page and then clicking make default. So I'm going to do that for that first one. I see it took me back. It should have brought me back to this new member templates page. And there we can see it is now our default email template. If I go back to membership member lists. Okay, and I just want to mention, you guys don't have to follow along on your devices while I'm navigating around. We have articles that cover everything I'm going through, and I may be going a tad too quickly for you to follow along. So it's best if you just watch, maybe take some notes on a piece of paper, but everything I'm going over is stored on our knowledge base. And this webinar is being recorded, and we have our own recordings. So just testing that new member email template, I'm going to click add new member again. And if I scroll to the bottom, we're not going to fill out a new member. There it is, send email notifications as member custom, and then the one I set to default. Okay, let's go back. So I'm just going to go to membership members list and let's terminate a member. Here on the active members list page, I can scroll down to the member I'd like to terminate, say, where is it? Let's do Zach Woods here, or actually Chuck Woods. So I'm going to go ahead and click this change status link on the right side of the page to change their membership type. You can also do this within the member's profile by clicking their name. It is loading Chuck's profile here. There we are. And again, we're on that personal tab. Access is in settings. To manage the member's membership type, we're going to click Rotary. This is where you'd see their Rotary member number if entered, and if received through the RI integration system, there is the same change status link to change their membership status just on the right side of the page. I'm going to click change status, and here we have a few options: terminate, change to honorary, or change their active membership type from active to active satellite or active corporate. We're going to terminate Chuck Woods. So I'm going to click the first option, terminate membership. Here we'll see the termination date at the very top. You can enter the termination date, or you can click this little calendar icon and choose the date they are to be terminated. So you can backdate it to June 13th. I'm not certain what Rotary's requirements are for terminations. I imagine after their club join date, but I'm not sure what their requirements are. I do know you can future date terminations in ClubRunner. So you can choose, say, June 19th. When terminating with a future date in ClubRunner, it does terminate their ClubRunner profile right away, but their Rotary profile will remain active up to the date you enter. So in ClubRunner, after you process this termination, they wouldn't be able to log in, but they're still a member at your club in my.rotary.org until midnight, June 19th. And then they'll be terminated in Rotary systems automatically when you save this termination. Okay, just scrolling down a little more, you can choose the reason the member was terminated. For the most part, I find a lot of clubs, it's business pressure. They're being very occupied at work and they're having less and less time to spend at the club. You can also choose other reasons like none given or joined another club or family obligations and so on. There is this one extra termination reason, duplicate record on ClubRunner. If I select this, it'll automatically change the integration option to do not report to RI. So if you have a member who is listed twice in your active members list, ideally you want to make sure one of those records has the Rotary ID number, and then for the other terminated as a duplicate on ClubRunner, it wouldn't affect their Rotary international profile because the system will set do not report this termination to RI. You're terminating the duplicate profile. I do want to mention this other option, and if other, please specify, is only available if the RI integration systems are off. Rotary requires a reason to be selected for the member terminations. So if you have the RI integration systems on, you wouldn't be able to choose other and enter a custom reason. Rotary requires a reason. So you would only see these options. You wouldn't be able to select other. Finally, once we've got all that information, we do want Chuck's termination to go to RI, but our demo account isn't hooked up to Rotary. But if you've turned on the RI integration system, this will be selected by default with the exception for duplicate record on ClubRunner. Finally, I'm just going to click terminate member. And I do see it is processing. Perfect. So we've terminated Chuck Wood's member profile. We're back on the active members list. If I scroll down to W last name, Chuck isn't listed. And if I scroll up, we can go to Chuck Wood's profile, inactive member profile from the inactive members list. So I'm going to go ahead and click inactive members. And if I scroll down, we can navigate to Chuck's record. There he is, Chuck Woods. And this was the termination we just processed. I can reactivate by clicking change status on the right and then clicking activate membership. And I can enter a join date and date joined Rotary. It will remember the member's old Rotary join date in their inactive member profile. So if a member is rejoining your club, definitely open up your inactive members list to see if they were in ClubRunner before, and then you can just activate it. Otherwise, I'd suggest using the transfer member page because then you won't have to fill in most of the name information or Rotary ID information. The transfer member page will grab that from Rotary International. Let's get into transferring a member. I did mention I don't have the RI integration module on this demo account, but to transfer a member, you would simply go membership, members list, or open up that active members list, then click this blue transfer new member button. I am going to load the page, but it will mention, hey, you don't have the RI integration, so you can't use the service. I will show you guys what this process looks like using our knowledge base, clubrunnersupport.com. So I'm going to go to clubrunnersupport.com. This is our knowledge base. Right here are our recorded videos and webinars. I will come back to this and cover that. But in the top search bar, I'm just going to type in transfer member. And we'll see a few results. It's the first one, how do I find and transfer new members? And this is the article we've written about 6 months ago. Its steps are still current. If I scroll down, it'll walk you through getting to the transfer member button. So you would enter your member area, click membership in the top blue bar, member list in the gray bar below, click transfer new member. And this is what the RI integration systems use to find members. You can search for Rotary ID, their email address, or full name. You would click this search button on the right side of the page. If their record is found, it'll list those records just below, and then you would click this add member link. It would automatically populate the member's information into the same add new member form we filled out for Jane Doe, and then you would just fill in the address information. The address information doesn't copy over with transfer member. I think it's for privacy reasons, and then you would just click the orange add member button in the bottom right, like we did for Jane Doe, and that's it. You would see if the member is available to transfer. Ideally, it'd say no clubs, but if they're active at a club, it would say active and then the club's name, or ex-member at a club's name. If it's ex-member, you should be able to add them. And then that would be how I'd suggest transferring existing Rotarians or transferring members from other clubs into your own club. Definitely use that transfer new member page. Let's touch on the RI integration module now that I've mentioned it on this transfer new member page. If I go into our club's member area, I've just gone back to that browser tab. I'm going to click RI integration in the top blue bar, and then RI integration settings in the gray bar just below. It's the first item from the left. This is where you'd review to see if your club is online with that RI integration. If I scroll down, we share some steps at Rotary International's website, and then the step in ClubRunner, which is really just a checkbox on the right side of this page. First, you would choose ClubRunner as your data management vendor in my.rotary.org. And then step 2 would be coming back to this page and checking a checkbox on the right side of the page to turn it on. I do want to mention a very, very new feature these last 2 weeks is two-way true sync. So previously in ClubRunner, updates would automatically go from ClubRunner to Rotary International. If you made updates at my.rotary.org, there were ways to copy that information into ClubRunner, but it wouldn't be automatic. You'd have to manually copy it or manually re-enter it. But with this feature enhancement, there is a second checkbox just below to have ClubRunner automatically update based on the data at rotary.org every 24 hours. We are updating our articles about that. And we do have a what's new page I'm going to show you guys closer to the end of the training, covering many new features coming to ClubRunner very, very recently. So I'll show you guys that. Just for this RI integration one, check the RI integration module in your top blue bar, RI integration settings. You guys probably have been integrating updates. So you'll see that this checkbox is enabled and it'll say ideally read and update, which means we are able to update Rotary International. The two-way TrueSync options will be just below. I'm pointing as if these things exist. Let me show you what this looks like using our articles. So scrolling to our ClubRunner knowledge base, I'm just going to click ClubRunner in the top. Scrolling down, we could search for the article or click help articles and navigate around, but we've also organized the articles into sections just below. So help articles, Rotary International integration, I'm just going to click that section, and then we've organized it for district version, club version, and for your district admins, we would click club integration. I don't even need to. It's the first article here. How do I set up automatic integration with RI? And if I scroll down, this article will walk you through the steps. There's a portion at my.rotary.org, and then in ClubRunner, you would see that checkbox you just turn on. On the right side of this message, you would either see read only or read and update. I would suggest choosing ClubRunner as the read and update vendor at my.rotary.org. So when you update ClubRunner, it can update your information at Rotary. Chances are you guys have set this up already. Prior presidents have set it up. And so you're set for that integration. Once you turned it on, we haven't updated this article yet because it's so new. And I don't think we've officially sent out a notice about it. But just below this section, you'll see from Rotary into ClubRunner, you would just check that. And then you would have some options on what information you would like to bring into ClubRunner automatically from RI. Okay, that's all I'm going to talk about for RI integration. But if you have more questions or you found that some member addition or member termination couldn't go through to Rotary International, we do send a notice to the RI notification contact, but you can just email us, clubrunnersupport.com. Click contact us in the top right, and it'll pull out this form where you can fill in when I tried to add this member, it didn't integrate to RI. Please explain. We will assist with investigating and sharing links on how to resolve the issue, or if Rotary's team needs to get involved, we'll let you know in the email reply. You can also email support@clubrunner.ca, but it's probably best to just pull up clubrunnersupport.com and click contact us, or from your member area, just click help in the top blue bar here and submit a ticket, and it'll open up the same form. Okay, I see we're closing in on the break, so I think this would be a good time to break. I hope that's okay, and we'll reconvene in 10 minutes. While I'm going to stay on, so if you guys stay, you can ask me questions. I'll try to go through some that are a little specific, saving the general questions for the Q&A. Thank you.
Thanks, Omar. So we'll see everyone back in 10 minutes, 10 o'clock. I do see many questions coming in. I want to say a big thank you. I'll save them for 10:30 onwards. We'll be able to get through. I'm confident I should be able to get through many, if not all of the questions. But if in case I don't, you can reach out to us. But I'll do my best to get through everything 10:30 onwards. All right, Omar, it's 10 a.m. So as soon as you're ready, let's kick off part two.
Thank you for the reminder, Robert. Let's go ahead and get into it. So last we ended off, we touched on RI integration. We're going to continue with our training plan. We're going to upload a document, send an email to our club's membership. I'm not certain I'll have time to go over the whole process of creating events. I have created one ahead of time, and I'll show you the create event form and payment options for an event. I'll talk about integrated online payment accounts in the Q&A session, time willing, and then we'll jump into the live designer. So without further ado, To upload documents to your club's website, you would need 60-editor access level all the way up to 30 site administrator. It's in the organization module in the top blue bar, then documents in the gray bar below. Using the dashboard, it would be the same organization and then documents. Members do have access to download your club's documents. Visitors cannot. Well, there's a way to link public documents, I'll show you, into an email so that visitors can download them, or onto a website so visitors can download them. But by default, documents require the viewer to log in first. So I've created some folders ahead of time here. You can create folders to organize your documents by clicking this blue add folder button. To save some time, I'm not going to go over adding folders. It's pretty straightforward. We are going to add a document though. To add a single document, I'm going to click this orange add button, or I can add multiple documents at a time by clicking add multiple. Members and executives can click download all to download all of the documents in a compressed folder in which you can view individual documents after uncompressing the folder. Let's click that orange add button. At the top, we would title the document. I'm going to try to create a Canada Day event for our demonstration today. So this is going to be an online PDF flyer for that Canada Day event. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Canada Day flyer as the title of the document. You don't need to update the permalink. It's automatically generated from the system. As a matter of fact, this permalink isn't used in the system. There is a replacement permalink we just generate. So don't worry about the permalink. Just throw in a title. A description of the document isn't required, but if you'd like to give just a brief description of the document, you can. So when people come to view the documents list, they know what they're going to download. So I can say, this is our Canada Day flyer for July 1st, 2023. Scrolling down, there is this document folder drop down. If I click it, it'll prompt me to upload the document into one of the folders we've created ahead of time. I'm going to leave it top level, so it's going to be outside of a folder. I'll show you how to drag and drop it into a folder. Next is the access level, and this is what I was referring to. When uploading a document, by default, it will require login. So if somebody finds the link or you email it in an email from the systems, if they go to click it, they would be prompted to log in before being able to view it. If you set it to public, it wouldn't necessarily appear on the website, but if you linked it to the website, anybody who clicks the link would be able to download the file right away without logging in. By default, it is set to requires login just in case what you're uploading is sensitive. So do be mindful when uploading documents. If the content you have to upload does include some member contact information or personal information, definitely leave it requires login so only members are able to access it and nobody else is able to. Finally, the last option to choose your file is this choose file button. I do want to mention there is a 15 megabyte total limit for each individual document. So you can upload multiple 15 or 14 megabyte documents. If your file is bigger, you may be able to split it into two portions and then create a folder and upload those portions to that folder. Let's click choose file. Here is my device's file explorer. I've pulled up my demonstration folder. I can go ahead and I'm going to have this ClubRunner Essentials PowerPoint document be the flyer for our Canada Day. So I'm just going to double click it or click it once and then click open. If I double click it, there it is. ClubRunner PowerPoint, that's good enough for me. I'm going to click this orange save button in the bottom right. And if I scroll just down, I don't even need to scroll down, there is Canada Day flyer. I'm going to open up one of these folders just for comparison's sake. There we are. So you may note that this document appears with that blue lock icon. That means it requires login to view. If it was public, it would not have that lock icon like the meeting notes. Just to show you, I'm going to go ahead and copy the link for the Canada Day flyer by clicking Get Link on the right. There's the documents link. I'm going to double click it. Oops, I'm going to select it all, and then I'm going to right click and copy. And I'm logged in this browser session. I'm going to open up an incognito tab, which doesn't remember my login. Using my browser, Google Chrome, I'm just going to click these three dots in the top right and click new incognito window. And if I paste in that require login document link and press enter, it prompts me to log in before being able to view the document. So now I'd have to log in and my password here and press enter, and it's going to prompt the download for me from this page. I can also download it right away. but there it is, Canada Day flyer document. That's what I titled it. It is the ClubRunner Essentials PowerPoint document. So it's just a PowerPoint, but it did require a login for us. The non-require login documents, there is none of that. They wouldn't need to log in. If you post that link on the site or they find it, they just click it and it's available right away. Let's move our Canada Day flyer into another folder. To do that, I'm going to click and drag these three dots to the left of the document's title. You will see these grab points in multiple places in the system, in lists in the member area, and there are website widget grab points, which we'll go over in the live designer. I'm just going to click and drag those three dots and move it into Club Brochures and Handouts 2023. I can plop it right in that folder, and there it is at the top of the Club Brochures and Handouts 2023 folder. I can also take it out or take out another folder by clicking and dragging those same three dots and then just dragging it to the bottom of the page. Oops. And now it's outside of a folder. This new member PDF is outside of a folder. Okay, let's go ahead and send it an email. To send an email in ClubRunner, I'm going to click Communication in the top blue bar, then Email Services in the gray bar just below. So this will pull up your own email list. If you have site administrator access, you can see all of the emails sent out from the club's communication module. Otherwise, if you're just a member, regular 70 member up to, I believe, 40-president, it only shows your emails. I think presidents may have access to all. It's been a while since I've used the president access level, but to create a brand new email, I'm just going to click this orange Compose New Message button in the top right. Okay, so this is the create email page. The first step is selecting your club's membership. If you have 50 club executive access level, you will also be able to select non-member contacts. I'll touch on that after we send an email. To have the email go to all of my members, I would just check the active and honorary member checkbox. Looks like one person doesn't have a valid email address or has unsubscribed from club emails. I can select individuals by clicking the plus icon to the left of the group. It'll display the subgroups, so the different membership types for active, but if I click the plus icon for contact groups, it'll be the individual contact groups. Looks like our demo account has some duplicate groups. I apologize for that. Your club should ideally only have one bulletin subscribers group, that's a system group, and volunteers group. Something is up with our demo account, but for your club sites, bulletin subscribers and volunteers will just be one ofs, and you can create custom ones as well from the contacts module. To select an individual, say one of these contacts, I'm going to click the expand link for that subgroup, and you could do the same for active and honorary members. I'm going to click expand for barbecue volunteers, and here's that contact group. We've added these contacts to this group. I can check the person's name, say John Dowie. Looks like Charles is a member of the club. He's the person I'm logged in with, but he's also been added to the barbecue volunteers contact group. So if I check Charles's name and click done, John Dowie is the individual we're looking to email. Charles is now duplicated. He's in this barbecue volunteers group. He should also be in the active group. I'm just taking a look here. Yep, Charles Hampton. Charles will not be sent two emails from the system. The system will see the email address recipients. If it's duplicated in one or two places, it'll just email only one copy of the email to that address. So you don't need to worry, who I've selected this person more than once. The system will take care of deduplicating multiple selects. The one member who isn't available for email is Ni Quang here, and I can see why he's not available for email by hovering over the blanked out checkbox. So in this case, and it's very small, it says a recipient opted out of club emails. So any emails from ClubRunner include an unsubscribe link at the bottom of the email. If a member clicks that link, they wouldn't be selectable for future emails until we update their privacy tab in the member's profile. There's a club email setting in the privacy tab that you would go edit and re-enable with club executive or site administrator access, or the member can go into their own profile and re-enable that. It may be a good idea to ask them because they could have intentionally clicked that unsubscribe link. For the most part, we find members don't mean to click that link. They receive one email from the club that they were like, I don't want this kind of email, but it does opt them out of all club emails. So you can make that update for them, or have them log in and review their privacy tab and enable club emails. Okay, so that's all I'm going to talk about for selecting the recipient. So we've got all of our membership apart from me who unsubscribed and 2 barbecue volunteers. On the right side of the page, I can enter in my email subject. So I'm going to say, join us for our Canada Day event. Just below the subject are templates. So if you create an email template in ClubRunner, you can click the select template dropdown, then choose custom for your own custom templates, and then clicking select template. We've got many in our general email templates. So I could select one and then click insert. It will replace the subject line and content of the email with that template's content. Just to show you, I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to click insert and then click OK. So now it's changed the email subject to monthly board meeting. And if I scroll down, this is that email's content. It's not very pertinent. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete it and enter the subject I had before. Next are merge fields. So merge fields include the recipient, your own sender information, or club account information in the email content. So say I want to begin this email with hello, first name, last name of my recipient. I would enter the text hello, then place my cursor where I want that merge field to be right after with a space. And then I'm going to click recipient, the drop down here, and choose first name. And as soon as I choose first name, it plops in $ first underscore name $. When I send this email, it will replace that merge field in between the $ with the member or contact's first name. I can add their last name if I'd like to. I would suggest entering a space to separate the merge fields with a space, and then you could click recipient again and then choose last name. And now we have first name, last name. So if Charles is receiving this email, it'll go hello, Charles space Hampton. If Jane is part of the email, it'll go hello, Jane space Doe. Okay, you can also include these merge fields for your outro or email signature. So I could say best regards or yours in Rotary, and then my own sender first name. It's set to sender first name, so I could click the drop down and then click it again, it'll add, or just click add. And it'll place the merge field right where your cursor is. And then I can add a space. I want to include my last name. I'll go sender, last name, and say I want the club's name to appear. So I'm entering a few more line breaks, and then I'm going to go to account, full name, sure, add. And now it'll say Rotary Club of Greentown at the bottom of this email. And at this point, I can enter in the email's content. Please join us for our, And I'm going to include a join us for our barbecue event that's already on the club's website. So we've created an event ahead of time. I'm going to have this second link be to the barbecue events registration page and our barbecue on June 21st. I'm just going to download our flyer by clicking here. Okay, so this is the email's content that I'm going to send with, but before I send it, I want to link to a few places on the club's website or a document we uploaded earlier. So that Canada Day flyer, I want to include right here, download our flyer by clicking here. So I've highlighted that text, and in the editor tools, I'm going to click link after I've highlighted the text I'd like to link. And then this link dialog will appear. The first link type is so useful. Definitely click that link type to view all of the options. URL is just if you have a URL from a third-party website, but there are all of these built-in ClubRunner options, built-in pages, custom pages, documents, the documents that we uploaded, events that you create for the club's website, volunteer sign-up list, a speaker page on the site, a story page, and more. So definitely take a look at this link editor tool in emails on the website. And there was one more place, it's skipping my mind, but we can add the link to the document. So I'm going to select link type document. And as soon as I do the second drop-down updates, I'm going to click that second drop-down, and folders are denoted by asterisks. So we uploaded the file, the Canada Day flyer, to the 2023 handouts folder. If I scroll down, there's Club Brochures and Handouts 2023 folder, and the first file is Canada Day flyer. I'm going to click that and then click OK. And now when we send this email, this link is linked to the club document, which we did set to require login. So if they click the email, they would be prompted to log in before being able to view the content. So our poor one barbecue volunteer who isn't part of the club wouldn't actually be able to open this flyer. So it's probably a good idea to have flyers be without requiring login when you upload them as a document. And I have the second line that I'd like to link to the barbecue event on our club's website. So I've highlighted that text, and then I'm going to click link again. And this time, instead of choosing the link type document, I'm going to choose the link type event. And then as soon as I choose event, the second drop down updates for that type. And clicking it, I see barbecue June 21st. That's the event planner event we've created ahead of time. And I'm going to click OK. Okay, so we've added a 5 megabyte document. It could be up to 15 megabytes, and you can include multiple document links in a single email. So you can link to many, many files on your club's website in just a single email. And then we've linked the second item to the event on the club's website. If I scroll down just a tad, we've got our outro, best regards, my sender's name, Charles Hampton, and then the account name, Rotary Club of Greentown. Scrolling down a little more, we have attachments as well. So you can include links in your email. You can also attach files to the email. The individual file size limit is 5 megabytes, and an individual email can have up to 6 megabytes total of attachments. So you could have 2 3 megabyte files, or 6 1 megabyte files, or 5 1 megabyte files, or so on. You can decide that, but if the attachment size isn't big enough, definitely upload it as a document with 15 megabyte limit, and then link 1, 2, 3 documents into an email. You can include multiple document links in an email. So to add an attachment, I'm just going to click select files for upload. My files, or my device's file explorer appears. I can choose, say, the image or PDF or PowerPoint, as long as it's within that 5 megabyte limit. Let's just have it be this barbecue image. Okay, and I downloaded this image off iStock because I don't want to get hit by routers licensing images. So sometimes news companies will license their images, and if you just go to their site and download it, they could come after you for using their site without reaching out to them. There are websites that offer free images like iStock or Unsplash. This is all outside of ClubRunner, but I just want to make you guys aware, because I know we've got a few emails that say, hey, some company reached out to us and said we used an image from this newspaper company. Can you help? We suggest deleting it so that they don't have purchase to come after you anymore. And it's just a good behavior, good practice to make sure your images are either licensed or unlicensed, so you can use them without having somebody come after you. And when I say licensed, you've received the license to use the image. Next is some options for the email. You can include a list of the recipients who received the email. So if one person receives it, they'll see who else was included on the email. For the most part, clubs will uncheck this. But if you want to let the recipient know who else was included on the email, you can turn that on. There's also this copy me on this email feature. I've already selected Charles, my record, in the recipients, but I can also choose this option. The deduplication process will make sure I'm only sent 1 copy of the email, so I'm not going to receive 2 with this option either. And last but not least is you can send the email right away, or you can schedule it to send at a later point. So I'm going to go ahead and click schedule, and then just below I can click this calendar icon to choose the day. Say I want it to go out on June 19th, and the time, I would just click into that time field and enter 3. I see 19 because its current time is 19 minutes, but I can go type in 0, and if I want it to be AM for some reason, I can press A. It's AM now, but I think PM makes sense. You don't want to send them an email while they're sleeping. So 3 p.m. and then I can click send. Let's schedule it. I'm going to just go ahead and click this orange send button on the right. It gives me this confirmation you're sending this email to 25 recipients, I think 23 members and the 2 contacts, but one of those will be deduplicated, Charles. I'm going to click OK. And there we go. We're back on the club communication page. And here is that join us for our Canada Day event scheduled for June 19th at 3 p.m. So the system will send that email for us at 3 p.m. on June 19th. Once the email is sent, you can review the email statistics. So who received the email? Was it successful? To view that information for a sent email, we're going to click the actions drop-down arrow on the right side of the page and then click stats. And I do see I'm running out of time, especially if I want to squeeze in questions. So I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to create the Canada Day event, but I'll show you the barbecue event, how it was created in the member area and what it looks like on the website with its registration option. So I do apologize and thank you for your understanding. So communication list, we went to stats. We sent this email to 9 total recipients. Only 6 successfully received it. If I scroll down just a bit, Here are those individual recipients, and just below we can see who was dropped from the email. So dropped means they were previously sent an email and for some reason it couldn't arrive in the inbox. So ClubRunner receives the error. It's stored in the manage blocked emails list, and future emails to that address will appear dropped until they are unblocked and sent an email. But in this case, example.com isn't a real email address, so that's why prior emails were bounced or blocked, because example.com just doesn't exist as an email server. So now when we try to email those addresses again, it appears with dropped until we unblock and try to send them another email, and then hopefully it's sent. But if it's not, it'll appear with bounced or blocked, and then they'll be re-added to the block list, and next emails will be dropped unless they're unblocked and you try again. If you're finding a member is having a lot of difficulty receiving emails, definitely reach out to us. We can look into it, but really at some point the email administrators would need to sort of look at the error and maybe unflag why ClubRunner emails aren't being received into the inbox. It's definitely easiest to reach out to us. And again, in the top bar, you can click help and then submit a ticket and just mention this member is having troubles receiving emails. Can you please let me know why? We'll investigate and let you know in the email. The blocked email list is also in the communication module. So I'm going to click communication, and there it is, manage blocked emails. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And a lot of the functions I've talked about so far are available in both the club version and the district version. District has its own set of access rights. We are doing the ClubRunner Essentials overview, but many of the tools are the same in both systems. And here we see some example.com email addresses. The reason was invalid. So we can unblock this address by clicking the actions dropdown and clicking unblock, or selecting everybody if you'd like to. I've scrolled to the bottom of the list. I click check all. Now everybody is selected. Then I can click oops, unblock selected just beside it. It'll unblock all of these addresses. You can send another test email. Hopefully it's successful. If it's not, those stats would appear with blocked or bounced, and they would be added to this managed blocked email list with the reason it wasn't valid. Some of these email issues can be troubleshooted by our team. Sometimes it needs to be troubleshooted by the email administrator, and we can help with helping you determine that and assisting with trying to email and troubleshoot the email issues. Okay, let's carry on. I'm going to do the overview of ClubRunner events, and then we're going to jump into the live designer. It's just going to be a quick touch on the EVP because I really want to show you guys how to update the website. That's so important, I find anyway. So let's touch on events. In the top blue bar, I'm going to click events. And then in the gray bar below, we have two different event systems. As a matter of fact, there's a third event system coming very soon, which I'm excited to show, but it's not available just yet. It is on our What's New page. I plan to show you guys during the Q&A portion here. So events event planner is for events that have a single registration cost. They don't have a method to include add-ons or products or a questionnaire. They're really rudimentary and very straightforward. You post an event to the website. It has member registration, public registration. You can display information on the event page. People can register. You can also follow up in event invitations and event emails for event planner events. My Event Runner is where you can start creating questionnaires, different packages, different add-ons for the event. And very soon, Cloud Events is coming, which we will have articles for. We have articles for everything I've shown so far, but that's another event system that's on the way. So to create a new event, we would click this orange Create a New Event button. I wouldn't have time to go through it, so I'm going to show you what this looks like for the barbecue June 21st page. I'm going to hover over the event. I can either click the event name or open. So this is the page that would appear after you save the create email page. That create email page is the same as this edit details page. So when you go to create an event, this is what you would see. You'd have the event name at the top. The event code is used for your integrated online payment account. So if you guys have an integrated online payment account with Worldline, we partnered with Worldline for Canada, this code, BBQ 2023, would appear in the Worldline, I think I called them Bambora, that was their old name, Worldline online payment account. So if you have access to that Worldline online payment account that's hooked up to integrate payments in ClubRunner, you would see barbecue 2023, the transaction ID number with the credit card that was used, and that would appear to help you filter these payments were for the barbecue event. These payments were for membership invoices from the dues and billing module in organization. These payments were for a different event with a different event code. Scrolling down, we have status. Active means you want the event to be active right away. Draft is you can put it in a state where it's not visible on the website yet. Event type is for color coding. These are the start and end times for the event. The registration start and end times are set in the registration options. Next, you can include a join us for our, a description of the event. You can also include links in the description to link to different pages on the events page. You can also throw in an image, which will appear on the left side of the events page. I will show you what this event looks like on the website. And if I scroll down just a bit more, we have an event chair and email. And the event chair would receive emails as people register to the event. They would be notified. So this is a good way to set the organizer of the event as the chair. So when people register, they know, oh, this person registered, this person registered. There's also reports for that information right here in the member area as well. Finally is the, or not finally, but is the address information. As long as you enter address line 1, city, zip, country, province, the same as the club meeting information page, you will get a Google map on the events page that'll display where it is. And if they click directions, give them directions to attend the event. Scrolling down, past latitude and longitude, these are the show options for the event. So when we save, these show options would determine where it displays on the website. Show event in homepage, that's the events list widget. So I'm going to just pull up the homepage to show you guys. Oops. So I'm going to go to it. So the show event on homepage, this is that section, the events widget. That's where the event will appear once we save it. And we can see barbecue June 2021 or 2021. That's that same event we're looking at in the member area. Scrolling down, there is a built-in calendar page, very similar to the mini calendar. It's a full page. Visitors can subscribe to it. So if you add calendar items, it appears in their own calendar. That's how you can show it on that calendar page. There's also a list version of the calendar. Same idea. It's just, will it appear in the list? Sure, yes, no. In bulletins, there is an events list widget for bulletins. So bulletins are newsletters. The designer for bulletins looks very similar to the custom page designer. So I'm hoping to show you guys that. I'm going to bleed into Q&A time. So I'm sorry about that. I'll spend another 15 minutes in the live designer once we get to registration options. And then I'll jump into questions. Yes. Following that, display social media share bar. If somebody clicks any of those social media icons, they can share the events link on their own Facebook page, LinkedIn page, and so on. Show event in district calendars. So if your district's online, they are, you can opt to show your club event on the district's calendar page. Finally is the show map option, which shows the Google map based on the address information. I haven't made changes. I'm just going to click this go back link in the bottom right. In this general page, so once you save the create new event page, this is where you'll be brought to this management page for the event. You can add links on the events page. You can add download files to the events page. Scrolling down, this is the registration reports and the registration date and options. On the right side, I can click edit registration options, and scrolling down would open up the event for registration. These are the dates people are allowed to register. Is there a fee for this event? That's set in the payment options, which I will show you. And then we can opt to allow public registration. So any visitor can register to the event. Can members add guests? Sure. So we enabled register guests. We can copy chair on, we set the event chair from the edit details page. This is where you'd choose to have them receive registration emails in the registration options. That makes sense. There's this enable comments on registration page where members can leave a comment on the registration page, not frequently used, so it's typically left off. But if you'd like members to mention how their experience was, you can turn it on, have them log in and post on the events page. And finally, enable custom email message. So when somebody registers to the event, they'll receive the event's date, any information you've entered, and a link to the details page. You can add content to that message by enabling custom email message and say, thank you for joining us for the event. Please bring your own water bottles, as it will be hot that day. For example, you can include any information you'd like in this custom email message. As long as this is enabled, it is added to that registration email. Okay, and we'd simply save that update. Let's go to payment options because it does touch on online payment accounts. We're scrolling past registration. You can hook up a volunteer sign-up list to an event. I will not have time to go over volunteer sign-up lists, but we do have articles that go over incomplete, how to create a volunteer sign-up list, how to link it to the website, how to include it in an email, and more, all on clubrunnersupport.com. I'm going to click this change payment settings on the right side of the page. Here's the event's fee. I can increase it to say $20. And then we should use Canadian currency because it's a Canada Day event. I'm going to try to, oh, I see our Bambora account isn't working, but the Sage payment processor is for our US customers. It defaults to US currency. Canadian clubs would sign up with our payment processor Worldline, who do offer Canadian online payment credit card processing. And if you have that available, you'd see it in this payment method section. Default currency would change to Canadian because it would process Canadian funds. So you wouldn't have to change the currency for that. If it's tied to the online payment account, it'll update the currency for you. And there are two more options. Require members to pay to complete their registration. So members can register without payment. Guests always have to pay to register for an event. I just want to make that distinction. Members can add guests to their registration to avoid a guest having to pay. So that's a way to work around that by having members be able to register guests and then setting this option to no. And finally, do you wish to allow payment by check? Members will have an option to say, yes, I would like to pay by check. And then you can include the instructions for that check payment. Please make the check payment out to, etc., or please bring cash payment to the event to pay at the booth, for example. I'm going to leave this as no and go back. And I'm not going to go into it, but at the very bottom of Event Planner Events, you can send invitations, which include the event's information and a link to register, and email, so you can follow up in emails about the event. Let's take a look at the event on the website, and then we're going to jump into the live designers, hoping to wrap that up at 12:45, leaving 15 minutes for questions. And we're always available for questions. Just reach out to us or call us. We're happy to help. On the public website, I can go to events, then calendar, or I can scroll down to that events list widget and just click barbecue June 21st. So here's that page. I should have saved that update to the events fee. It was $15 before. I set it to 20, but I didn't save that update. If I did, the fee would increase to $20. Members can register, guests can register, so visitors can register. We included a link in the description. If we had added links to the details section where it said edit details and download files, those would appear right here. We enabled the map, so the directions or the address is being used to display on Google Maps. We didn't need to enter a longitude, latitude. It just used that address information. And just below is the social media share bar. So I can, as a visitor, pull up the event, click Facebook, and then post the club's event on my own Facebook page to share it with my friends. So that's a good idea if you'd like to get the word out about an event. Just throw on that social media share bar. Visitors would click any of these icons, log into their own social media profile, and post that event on their website or on their page. Okay, let's jump into the live designer. I'm going to get through the home. I'm going to touch on the home page and we'll create a custom page. So to edit the club's homepage, site administrator access level is required. We're going to click website in the top blue bar, then homepage designer in the gray bar just below. Here's that same designer that I got to by clicking the pencil icon when I logged in as an administrator. We clicked that pencil icon, it took us to the live designer for the homepage. First things first with the homepage is the layout. So in the top of the designer, you'll see different views you can view. So a tablet, how does my website look for a tablet? I can click that. This is what it looks like for a tablet. You can do the same for mobile devices. That's what this little phone icon is, and desktop devices. To change the layout, we're going to click this Layouts in the right tab. Currently, we have the full width top band above 3 columns layout selected. If I go to the left side live designer and hover over these sections, this is the banner full width section. This section spans the width of my monitor. Just below is the top section. It does not span the width of the monitor. It spans the width of the 3 columns or the full column just below. So top is this welcome to our Rotary Club to Greentown. And then we have the left layout section, main layout section, and right layout section. So you can change your layouts to use a sidebar, which would remove, say, if I choose this left sidebar, this right sidebar would be hidden. It wouldn't be deleted, it'd be hidden. And then we'd publish the update and we'd only have the left sidebar and main column. If you switch back to the 3 columns, any widgets that were in that layout section would return. So let me just do it. So I'm going to click full width top band above rest bands. So we're not going to have columns anymore. So I've clicked that upcoming events widget, the club executives, all that is hidden. And if I publish this update to the website, it would remove those columns. But just to show you, I'm going to go to homepage and refresh. It still has the full columns because I haven't published this update. We're just working in the live designer. If I go back to the designer and then click this orange publish button in the top right, now our layout change is published to the live website. So if I just close out these tabs and then click view live page to open the homepage again, there it is. Everything is full width. I'm okay with this for the homepage. Typically, I'd have this content be middle aligned if I was sort of using a full width band. I like having the columns, but for custom pages, I like having either just a sidebar and a main column, or everything be full, not full width, but the full size of the page, I should say. If I go back to our 3 column layout, all of those widgets return. They're not deleted. They just are hidden when we select that layout. It's not published yet. I would click the orange publish button in the top right to republish that layout. Next is themes. These are very simple, just a color scheme for the website. Some themes include a banner above the navigation menu. So this section with all of our links is the navigation menu. You can have an image at the top above it by selecting a theme with a banner. Let me show you that. I'm going to choose Cloud Next Gen Banner here. This banner is definitely out of date, but this is that banner section that appears for this theme. We were using a theme without a banner. So I'm going to go ahead and click Azure and Gold again for this no banner community theme. That top section is hidden, but we're using the dynamic carousel in the banner full width section to act as our website's banner. And I really like the dynamic carousel. Banner is really just one static image. The full width section and dynamic carousel can display multiple images with buttons and links on them. And we do have an article that I wrote and I'm quite proud of that'll walk you through adding the dynamic carousel to the home page or a custom page, adding buttons and document links to it. So I'll show you guys where you can find that article. I'm going to leave out the dynamic carousel tutorial because I want to show you embedding videos and the Facebook plugin. I think those are really cool. Okay, so that's the themes tab. Last is the content tab. So by default in the content tab is this pre-formatted widgets group. These are just quick ways to throw in images and text on the website. They don't connect to the back end. If I click pre-formatted widgets, we have all of these other widget groups, and many of these do connect to the back end. So if I click Club Essentials and scroll down, here's our Club Executives widget in the left side live designer. This executives and directors widget is the same widget. If I just click, hover over this and click this X icon, I'm removing the widget. I'm not deleting it. I'm just removing it from the homepage. It's gone. We have a meeting responsibilities widget. I can bring back the executives and directors list widget by clicking and dragging the widget from the right side content tab and then moving my cursor to the layout section I'd like to drop it to. So I'm dragging and you'll see in the left side, we'll see the left layout section in that orange outline, the main section, right section, top section, and full width banner section. I can place this widget in any section above or below another widget. So say I want it to go above our website sponsors, I would drag the widget to website sponsors, then move my cursor slowly up, and now the widget drops above website sponsors. If I want it to go below, I can move my cursor slowly down, and now it'll drop below. We can see where it says the green drop here to show where it'll drop. I want to let go. And now we've brought the widget back into place. You can do the same with many different Essentials widgets. Some, I'd like to highlight some. Meeting information is this meeting information widget that displays your meeting time, club logo, and the join us online information. So Essentials, meeting information very frequently used. Executives and directors will display your club executives. The names are clickable, and if a visitor clicks an executive's name, they can email them. They would not see the executive's email address. It's just an anonymous form they would fill out. It'll send the executive an email. Do be careful with public emails. Sometimes visitors are not looking to be helpful. Sometimes they're really just looking to get information about your club. For public emails from the system, there is a note at the bottom that says this email was received through the public website contact form. I'm not sure if it says exercise caution, but I'm telling you, exercise caution with those public emails. Sometimes they're nice. They want to get in touch with the club. Other times they just want your information. And if you reply, they'll have your email address. So just be mindful with public contact forms. Okay, scrolling down, we have homepage stories. This is that same homepage stories widget. There's a place in the member area to create website stories. Editors can create them. If they create it, they can opt to display them in this widget. With many widgets, you can edit their contents by hovering over them, and you'll either see a pencil icon to edit the text box. So let's do that for this text only widget. I'm now editing the text. I can say, welcome to the Rotary Club of Greentown, and I want an image just below, another image after our carousel. So I'm going to click the image editor tool, and this is also available in emails. And you'll get this image properties dialog in the top right. I'm going to click browse server. This is where your club stores its images. It's also in the website module from the member area. You click website, you'll see image library just below. You can create your own folder in the image library by right-clicking my images, clicking new subfolder, and then to upload more images, you'd click this green upload button at the top, and then you'd select the images from your device. So I can choose to add a few new images here. I've held down control to select images one after another without selecting the ones in between. I don't have time to talk about that Windows trick. I'll leave it out for now. I've just selected multiple images. I'm going to click open, and now they're uploaded to the library. And then if I double click the image, it'll bring it back to this properties dialog. It's still having me able to edit the width and height. This lock icon will take care of adjusting the other for me. So if I double the height to 750, the width is also increased for me with that lock icon. If I'd like to change one without the other, I would click the lock icon, and then I could change one or the other. Be careful, you can stretch it too far or squish it too down, and then it'll look a little odd. Good idea to keep the lock icon set. I've got my image the way I want to. Alignment is either left or right, but there is a trick to get it center. I'm going to click OK, and there it is. It's very big. So say it's too big, I can double click it again. It'll bring up this image properties dialog, and I can reduce it by half. So 375, OK. Now it's left aligned, but I can click to the right of the image. I'm not sure if you can see it, but my cursor is right here on the right side. I'm going to move, actually, I'm just going to click center. I'm going to click center text align. And there we are, we've centered our image. We don't need to use that image properties. We can just use the text center as long as we're in the same line as the image. Okay, so that's text widget and pre-formatted widgets. It's just a pencil icon. For automatic widgets, you wouldn't see a pencil icon, you'd see this outbound arrow icon. It'll take you to the location to edit that widget's content. I'm going to go ahead and click that outbound arrow icon. And this is that same club meeting information page we started at the start of the webinar here. So it takes us directly to the page. We can make our updates to the meeting time and so on. And if I click go back, all of those updates would feed into the meeting information widget on the website. Same for events. So if I go to our events and click the outbound arrow icon, it'll take me to my club's event planner event list where I can add events or edit event details. We've got 1 minute left, and I'm going to do the embed video on the homepage. I was hoping to create a custom page, but let's do it together on our homepage. So I'm scrolling down. I've talked about some of these automatic widgets, essentials, events, Bulletin and PR is where you'll find the Facebook plugin. We'll do that one too. But for embedded videos, they require HTML code. We'd have to use one of these custom widgets. Global can be reused on your homepage and custom pages. page specific are only available for the page they were created on. And here's that same ClubRunner app mobile video. So this is what we created as a page specific widget earlier. I can just exit out. It's still stored in the content tab. I can simply click and drag it back into place, let go, and it's back. It's an iframe because the live designer doesn't display, but rest assured that is our video. To create a new embedded video, I'm going to drag the widget with the plus icon. So saved widgets have the magnifying glass to preview and drag it onto the page. Plus icon means it's brand new and we're saving a new copy. So I'm going to drag it above the CR mobile app video widget. This is what custom widgets start with. They have both the pencil icon to edit the content right here on the page and the outbound arrow icon in the top right. I'm going to go ahead and click that outbound arrow icon. I'm going to select edit draft version. It says, oh, I made a change, but this is typically what you see when you click that edit outbound arrow icon. It has all of the editor tools. So link and image are in the live designer, but source and embed media are in the full editor. I'm going to go ahead and click embed media, and now it asks me to paste embed code. So now you would go to your club's YouTube page or Vimeo page. I'm going to go to youtube.com. I'm going to try a different, we already have the ClubRunner mobile app, but I'm going to try to get a different ClubRunner video. So I'm going to go to ClubRunner, and some of these are older than others. Let's do this website live designer basic tutorial. This is a 7-minute tutorial on using the live designer. To embed this video on our website, I'm going to scroll down and click this share button just below. Here we'll see a few options, what's up, Facebook, etc. We want the embed option. I'm going to go ahead and click embed, and then I can either copy this iframe code, or I can just click copy in the bottom right of the YouTube's dialog here, and now it's copied the code. YouTube includes options to start the video at a certain point, give the viewer player controls, and so on, so you can play around with those options. I'm just going to embed the video. Here we are. I'm going to right click and paste that code, and then click OK. And there's that website live designer basics tutorial video. I want to middle align it. So I'm going to click the center align. Oops, I probably have to go to the center here. There we go. I had to click into the line and then center, and then all the content center aligned. And I would suggest titling the widget. So when you view it on the website, it appears with the title. You can hide that from the properties. You can also view that from the content tab, so you know what you're adding to your page. It's not just custom widget. Live designer video. I'm sorry, I know I'm going over time. 3 more minutes to do the Facebook page plugin, and then I'm jumping into questions. I do apologize. So we've added that tutorial video to our website. It isn't on the live website just yet until we publish our update. So I'm going to click view live page, and I scroll down. There's the mobile app video, but where's that live designer? I have to go back here and publish the update. Now it's published. I'm going to click view live page, and if I scroll down, I didn't even wait 2 seconds. Wow, our live designer is working really fast today. So there's that live designer tutorial video. I click publish, and now it's available on the site. I think I may have removed some events widgets from our right column. That's okay. Let's add the Facebook page plugin widget. I'm going to start it fresh. So in the live designer, this is actually the Facebook page plugin. It's using Facebook's code, and the live designer, if it displayed this code, it would look a little odd. So it's hidden, but we can re-add. I'm just going to remove it altogether, go to the content tab, and then I'm going to go to Bulletin NPR group. This is where you'll find the Facebook page plugin. Let's publish this update. So I show you that it's not there on the website. I'm just going to close these out and view again. And if I scroll down, the Facebook page was in between here, in between these videos. It's not there anymore. Back in the designer, I'm going to go to Bulletin NPR in the content tab, and then drag in Facebook page plugin. I'm just going to scroll down, and I'll throw it right after the meeting information. So hover over meeting information, move cursor slowly down. There's that drop here, let go. So this is what it looks like. There isn't a pencil icon or outbound arrow icon. All widgets have this gear icon to configure the widget's properties. And this is where I set our website stories to be scrollable layout. All properties start with this general tab. Typically it's scrolled past, and that's fine. Next is the title option. So I can say our Facebook page, and then I could say center align that. If I don't want to hide that, or don't want the title to appear, I can uncheck it for the widget. And the widget's title is like this live designer video title. I've left it for this widget, but for this one, I'm going to hide it. The most important features are at the very bottom here, Facebook page plugin settings. This is where you'd enter your club's Facebook URL, and ideally you'd turn on some of these tabs to display that content. So I've got that information. I know our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/ClubRunner. Oops, I've left an F there at the start. And now if I click save, the widget is configured to pull in our ClubRunner Facebook timeline, events, and messages right on the website. Again, it doesn't appear in the Live Designer, just how nature of how HTML is displayed here. But if I publish the update and then go back to our homepage, I haven't reopened the homepage. So I've made my updates, and this browser tab is not updated yet because I haven't refreshed its content. I'm going to click this refresh icon in my browser tools. And now if I scroll down, should be here. I don't see it there just yet. I think I've done something here. I'm just going to refresh my Live Designer and view for that Facebook page plugin. There it is. It looks good. I'm going to save the update again and publish. Maybe I didn't wait long enough because typically updates to the live website take about 30 seconds to a minute. I was lucky that one time with the Live Designer. I'm going to close out the tab and view live page to refresh it, open up a new copy of the page with my updates, and scrolling down, something is up. That Facebook page plugin widget should be displaying content. I'm not certain what the issue is here. I do apologize for this, and I'm happy to stay around a little extra to make up some of the question time. I'm going to try configuring it just one more time to make sure it isn't an error on my end. ClubRunner. I'm going to show these tabs here, and we'll title it Facebook page. Save. It's there. I'm just hoping when I publish it and go to view the live website, something's up. I know for a fact this widget is working on customer websites. I'm not sure why it's not working on our demo account. It was working before. For some reason, it is not. If this is happening for you guys when using the Facebook page plugin widget, do let us know. I'm going to reach out to our team and take a look at some other websites right after our demo. That does wrap up my training. I'm going to show you guys the what's new features while trying to go through as many questions as I can, and I will stay another 10 minutes to go over as many questions as I can. So some new features that are coming to ClubRunner, I'm just going to pull it up on this what's new page on our website. We showed some of these off at the Rotary convention. Scrolling down, in the ClubRunner mobile app, you're going to be, as a matter of fact, you are able to send notifications to club members and executives using your district. You can send the notifications just by clicking this little hamburger icon in the top left. You'll see notifications from the list. You tap that, and then you'll see this exact screen. You can click compose to choose who should receive the notification, and you can title it and enter the content and then send it. So definitely check out that mobile message feature. It is available. Scrolling down, donations module, we actually have this on our demo account. So I'm going to go to the home page. In the top here, I'm going to go to this donate to our club navigation menu item. I'm just going to click it as a visitor would. And here we have one donation campaign, Healthy Heart Foundation, bike ride donations, Code for Kids. You can create any number of donation campaigns. The one item you need to create donation campaigns is an integrated online payment account. You can find that information from our website. So I'm just going to go to clubrunner.ca. This is our homepage. In the top bar, I'm going to click Features. Scrolling down to the third row is that online payment integration that lets events take online credit card payments, that lets you create donation campaigns and use my event runner. So scrolling down and send membership invoices, pardon me. So this is the online payment features page. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. We've partnered with different processors based on your country. If you forget where this is, just reach out to us, support@clubrunner.ca or clubrunnersupport.com, contact us. We're happy to share this information. So we've partnered with Worldline for Canada. And if I scroll past this introductory information, These are their fees to process online transactions. They do have an apply online link right just below. You would sign up for the online payment account. They may have a few questions about the club's bank account. Once it's set, their team will reach out to us. We will set the integration for your club's ClubRunner account, and then you can start using the donations module, collecting event registrations online, and send out membership invoices, all using the integrated online payment account with Bambora. ClubRunner doesn't charge for the online payment integration. The payment processor has fees that you're seeing here in the pricing table. So that's the donations module. I'm going to go back to the what's new page, and then we'll jump into questions once I'm done. This what's new, there it is. And yes, so I mentioned Event Planner and My Event Runner. Cloud Events is a newer event system coming to ClubRunner. It's really cool and very modern. You can have multiple questionnaires for the buyer, for the attendees, different products, different add-ons, even donations for the event. So keep your eyes peeled. This is coming in the next 2 weeks for sure. Scrolling down, Membership Success is a member application form that's automatically built for your club's website. There is some configuring you have to do. You have to choose an email address to receive the Membership Success applications, and set an email address to send out the Membership Success emails, like the drip campaigns or the please fill out our application form on our website. I'm going to show you what it looks like on our demo account. We've linked it to this Join Our Club navigation menu item. I didn't get to cover updating the navigation menu, but I also wrote our update navigation menu article, and it goes through everything: how to access it, how to create drop-down folders like I have here, how to choose button styles, and more. So clubrunnersupport.com, navigation menu is all you have to search for. It'll come up and it'll walk you through updating the navigation menu. Only site administrators can update that menu. This is that membership success form. So a visitor would go first name, last name, email. We have some built-in questions. They can include more information, and there's this captcha check. If they click submit, it feeds into the backend. I'll quickly show you that backend. So member area, membership success in the top blue bar, overview. Scrolling down, we have one new prospect who's applied and one accepted applicant. So they just need to be turned from an applicant into accepted, which would make them a member. So that's the whole life cycle, is that be a new prospect, the membership success share would come into the module, push them along to potential prospect, qualified applicant, potential member, invite them. If they accept it, there's one last button to turn them from a prospect into a member. So we have information about using membership success on clubrunnersupport.com. Definitely check it out, and we're here to help. Just to get back to it, clubrunnersupport.com, our knowledge base. You can search for navigation menu, like I mentioned. There it is. How do I build navigation menu? The Facebook plugin is also an article that I had created and I'm proud of. There it is. How do I add Facebook page to plug into my homepage, or a custom page, which I didn't get to tutorial, but this article will be a good intro to that. And I have some handouts that'll include these article links that I'll share with Robert, so you can forward them to you guys. And we're here to help. I can't stress that enough. clubrunnersupport.com. Just click contact us if you're not able to find an article or you can't find the answer to your question. Just reach out to us. We can help. We're happy to. We'd love hearing from you guys. We love hearing feedback too. I'm going to go to what's new, and then I'm going to jump into questions. Membership success, email link tracking. People can click links from emails. This isn't available just yet, but very soon. Rotary data integration has been online with ClubRunner for the last 4 months, so Rotary clubs can integrate with ClubRunner. We have some new templates for custom pages that are coming soon, and RI two-way TrueSync, which I touched on in the RI integration overview. These are where you can choose what information is sent from ClubRunner to Rotary. The second section is the two-way TrueSync. So if you check that data received from Rotary checkbox, every 24 hours, ClubRunner will update with the info at my.rotary.org, and you can choose what should come into ClubRunner. And this one I'm really excited for, because I know some clubs are having issues with RI integration updates. A member is part of another club, or some other reason, some member name mismatch or whatever. Rotary has these requirements. This two-way TrueSync will help with keeping the databases the same, ClubRunner and my.rotary.org. Super excited about that. And that's all of the new features we demoed at RICon. Most of them are available. RI2A TrueSync mobile messaging is available. Cloud events and one more is coming very soon. These new page templates coming very soon, next 2 weeks. Okay, I'm going to get through as many questions as I can, and I'm going to spend some extra time. I did answer some questions already, and that'll be available in the recording. But starting from the top, David asks, are we going to talk about the other category? Is it overused? He's referring to the other user member category. So in membership, we're going to click members list. Here's that active members list page. We added a member and reactivated another member. If we click other user list, these are staff records, exchange students. They're not necessarily members. They have a profile in the club they can use to log in with. If you're finding you guys are overusing your other members category or other users category, it may be a good idea to either email those other users to see if they're still logging into the club. As a matter of fact, there's a login activity report that'll show you if they are. And if they're not, it may be a good idea to delete them. Maybe let them know first if you're concerned about stepping on their toes. But the login activity report in the top blue bar, I'm going to click reports. And then here it is, login activity. This also exists at the district. So district administrators can see who's logging into the district website. You get this nice pie chart within 1 month, 1 to 3, and so on. It'll break it down in the spreadsheet below. And if we click view, you'll see exactly who had logged in during that period. Okay, I hope that helps, David. Next question, Keith asks, is there a plan to add WebP and HEIC file types to the image library? I must admit, I'm not certain what those image file types are. I will let our product team know that you were looking for these image file types to be available in the image library. I know PNG, JPEG image files can be uploaded, but I don't think WebP and HEIC can be. I have a little feedback of another question came in for some feedback, and I will let our product team know that you were looking for that feature or additional file types. Keith, thank you. I'm going to mark it as done, but it's not. And I will let our product team know that these images exist and we should try to include them. Sigrid asks, does the meeting time adjust to different time zone for the recipient? I think you're referring to the time in the meeting information on the website. So I'm going to the homepage. I'm just going to scroll down. No, it does not adjust to their time zone. That's a great feature suggestion for our meeting information widget. So I'll definitely include that. For the events on the website, Keith, I do believe they show the time zone. So I'm going to go to barbecue June 21st. And here we are, June 21st, 2023. This is a calendar ICS file. I'm going to click this. Yes. So ICS files are calendar files you would add to your calendar application. ICS files do include the time zone. So this time posted for the event is set to your club's time zone, but the meeting information widget isn't. It's just 7 p.m. static. That's a great suggestion for our meeting information widget. Time zone converter. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, Keith. Sigrid has a follow-up question. Does the meeting time adjust? Oh, I already answered this. Sorry about that. Okay, I think I'm finagling with the Zoom questions, but I'll get through this. We'll get through all of them that I've received. Margie asks, Omar, is the ideal that club secretary handles membership aspect of ClubRunner? Frankly, it's up to the club's decision on how membership information is managed. Most of the time, it is either the club secretary or the club's membership chair who are assigned 50-club executive access and then manage the membership profiles. You can also send out a notice to have members update their own profiles. It'll send out an email saying, please log in to update your profile. And you can help them log in with that recovery form I showed earlier. To show you how you can do that, I'm going to pull up clubrunnersupport.com. I'm going to type in request. There it is. How do I request member profile updates? I'm going to click that article. And this article will walk you through clicking membership. And then there's an item just below request member updates. It'll pull up this list page where you can check the members you'd like to receive the email notice to update their profile, and then click the orange send update request to all members or selected members. And then they'll receive an email saying, please log into our website. This is the article link to update your profile information. And if they're having issues, they may email you back. And if you're not sure how to help them, just go to clubrunnersupport.com, contact us, say this member's having issues updating their profile. Can you email them? Or I've included them in this email. We're happy to share more information and help them get logged in. I hope that helps, Margie. So it's typically either the secretary or membership chair. You can also have the members update their own profiles by sending out this request member a profile updates email. Members can just log in anyway, and if they're curious enough, they may click edit my profile and update their profile as well. David asks, is it possible to remove the member number from volunteer or friend IDs? So I wouldn't suggest removing the Rotary ID for volunteer records, even if they are or are not a member of your club. The reason I say this is because volunteers who are a member would it have their member profile sign up for the volunteer sign up list? And we didn't touch on volunteer sign up list. So I'm definitely touching on something that we didn't cover, but here's volunteers view sign up lists. You can create these completely for free. Members can log in and then click one of the sign up lists and then sign up for the different groups, the different tasks within those groups, and they would fill up. So if a group fills up, no, it wouldn't be able to accept further volunteers. If a member signs up, it uses their member profile, which would include their Rotary ID number. I wouldn't suggest removing the Rotary ID number if they're a member of your club. Even if they're an ex-member of your club, it's a good idea to keep that information there. So if you reactivate them, it uses that RI integration number. If they're not a member of your club and they sign up to a sign-up list and they're inactive, the updates to their profile wouldn't integrate to RI because they're not an active member of your club. So I wouldn't remove information from volunteers or ex-member profiles, just leave it as is. Updates to those profiles wouldn't integrate to RI. They're not active at your club. An anonymous attendee asks, I guess it's kind of obvious that new members need an intro to ClubRunner as part of their orientation. What kind of intro do you recommend? One of your videos, access to selected articles on ClubRunner? That's a great question. I'm sorry, you've submitted as anonymous, and that's okay. What I'd suggest is for your custom email template, new member email template, I would include our recover login information article because it'll share their username and share the reset password link, but sometimes they don't see that, and you can send another email to them with this, how do I recover my login information article? So you'd say, hey, Bob, I hear you let us know that you weren't able to log in. Try the steps in this article. How do I recover my login? You can simply just click this link at the top of our knowledge base after you open the article, copy it, and either paste it into your email or use that link feature I showed you using the link type URL and then paste in the URL, click OK, and you can have it be linked to the words click here, for example. So click here to learn more about recovering your login information, or just paste the plain link right into the email. They can click that link or copy it into their browser and it'll pull up the article. So this is one article I'd suggest. Another group of articles I'd suggest, Mr. Anonymous, is on clubrunnersupport.com. If I scroll down to the help articles section, we've split them up into these different groups. We'll go to Club Help, and we've split them up into Members Guide and Administration Guide. So it may be a good idea to just click the Club Members Guide and copy the section URL. And now they'll be able to see, how do I log into ClubRunner? How do I update my username? How do I send an email? How do I sign up to an event or a volunteer sign up list? And we have articles that cover how to create an event, how to create volunteer sign up lists that I definitely sped through. So lean on clubrunnersupport.com. And if you can't find the articles, we are here to help. Just contact us or email support@clubrunner.ca. I hope that helps, anonymous attendee. I'm going to mark this as answered here. And not a problem, Sigrid. I do have at least 8 more questions to go through, and I'm going to stay. I hope you're okay to stay with me, Robert. Is that okay? Thank you. I see your nod. Anonymous attendee also asks, adding that link to list of recipients may be useful for district to use. Sometimes it's important to know who did and did not receive a particular email. Yes, so you're referring to our What's New email link tracking feature. This is coming in the next 2 weeks. So if you include links in the email, you'll see who had clicked those links. Here it is, unique clicks on that email. So you'll be able to see who clicked into those links in the email. I'm also excited for this feature. Just keep your eyes peeled. Next 2 weeks, it is coming. You can hold me to that. If it's not available in the next 2 weeks, email support@clubrunner.ca. Omar said email link tracking was supposed to be available. I'll get to the bottom of it. I'm going to go ahead and answer this as done. Pauline asks, no ability to pay by e-transfer as payment method on an event? That's a great question. ClubRunner does not integrate directly to your club's bank account for e-transfers. Pauline, what I'd suggest is in the event's payment options, turn on the pay by check option and include the club's e-transfer information. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm in the member area. I'm going to click events in the top blue bar, then event planner in the gray bar below. Here's that barbecue June 1st event. I was hoping to create a Canada Day event as well. I'm going to click open. And if I scroll down to payment settings, I'm going to click change payment settings. And it's this do you wish allow payment by check option. I'd suggest clicking yes, and then you can just delete this information and say please pay by, you could include the check information, but you could just go straight to it. Please pay by e-transfer by submitting the e-transfer payment to our club's e-transfer email address. I'm probably being verbose, but then you would include the club's email e-transfer address. So I could go Rotary Greentown at say gmail.com is what we'd use for our e-transfer. Your club would use their own e-transfer email address. So this would be an option for your members to pay by e-transfer. You could also include this information on the description of the event, but that's really up to you guys. Like you could have it be right on the description page for the event. So we have join us for our barbecue. Click here to learn more. You could include the e-transfer payment instructions. Just say register first. We don't require payment, and then pay using e-transfer for the 25 fee. Probably best to use a mix of the integration, the online payment integration, and the pay by check option. So use that comment checkbox that I mentioned earlier in the payments settings section. I hope that helps. I'm going to mark that as done. Brenda asks, okay, so we have to create our own then, correct? I think you're following up to another question, Brenda. I'm just going to take a look at the answered questions. We don't have a new member email template at all. Yes, so you had mentioned earlier, and I wrote down the answer for this. Where do you go to create an email template? It's in communication, email services, new member email templates from the list of links on the left. And your question, okay, so we have to create our, you are correct. You would have to create the email template. And then once it's set, you can click this actions dropdown we used for regular emails to view stats, but we're on email templates. And this is where you would make it the default. So next time you add a member, it would be the template used automatically. You wouldn't need to click custom and then select it. It would just be set for you. You got it. And if you're having trouble creating the email template and setting it as a default, definitely reach out to us. I'm going to mark this as done. And I do have a nice outro slide with our contact information. And I do have 2 handouts I mentioned earlier that I'll send to Robert, which will cover a lot of what we talked about with links to the knowledge base. So I'm hoping that helps. That'll all be sent within the next day to Robert. I can also assist. Just email us, support@clubrunner.ca. We're happy to help with sharing that articles and handouts. Anonymous attendee asks, are other payment options available chosen by the club? That's a great question. At this time, we only integrate payments with Worldline as our payment processor for donations, event online payments, and membership invoicing. If you're really interested in getting another payment processor, Anonymous, please submit that feature request to us to either support@clubrunner.ca or sales@clubrunner.ca. I'm also on our sales team. I'm happy to post this feedback to our product and developer teams. I can't guarantee changes, but I will conduit your requests to our team and just let us know this customer is looking for this payment integration, this customer is looking for this payment processor, and with traction, we make changes to the system. We're updating ClubRunner all the time, and we're very receptive to feedback. So let us know who you're looking to integrate payments with. We will make sure our product team knows, and with enough traction, we will update the systems for all of our customers' needs. Second question from Anonymous, or a different Anonymous, and I'm probably not listening. Sorry, can one have different designs on different pages? 3 columns on the first page only, then full page for the rest? Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't get to show custom pages, but this question gives me the time to. So I'm going to go ahead and click website in the top blue bar. Then instead of homepage designer to update the homepage, I'm going to click designer home. Here is all of our page, or not all of them, but just the recent pages that have been changed right here. To create a new custom page, we can click create page. To view the custom pages, the secondary pages, we're going to click view pages. Again, website in the top blue bar, designer home in the gray bar below. You'll see that recent pages section, view pages, and create page. I have created flyers ahead of time, but you can have different layouts for your home page and for a custom page. So I can click create new page and scroll down. I'm going to use a blank template, but we have these existing templates and more templates are coming. More newer templates are coming. I'm going to select blank and click next. The first thing I really like to do with custom pages is I'll click this properties tab and then I'll title my custom page. I'll title it, say, event flyer for Canada Day, what I planned to do, but ran out of time. I get this prompt to update the permalink. I usually just click OK. That's the permalink for the page. And last but not least is to save this update to the custom page. I'm going to save that, and this blank template will update when I reopen the page or refresh the page. There it is, event flyer for Canada Day. This widget is just part of the custom page. We can delete it, remove it, and then you can start adding your own widgets to this page. For layouts anonymous, our home page is 3 columns. This is single column, but I can change it to be its own. So I'd go to layouts and then choose, say, one of these with the sidebar, and you'll see you have that banner section, top section, main right column. There isn't actually a right column, just the main is now the full right, and then the sidebar on the left. I have a completed event flyer page. I want to quickly show you what that looks like. So we're on the home, still 3 columns. If I scroll to the top, I've linked it in the navigation menu, events and calendars folder, event flyers. I've created a few. Let's do the fun run raffle sign up. So I've embedded a video at the top. I embedded a Google form on this page using the same embed media code. You would just create the Google form, click share, and then click the embed option and copy the embed code and put it in a custom widget. If you'd like help with that, reach out to us. We're happy to share those steps. We also have an article that covers embedding Google Forms. So if you're inclined, you can try those steps in the article. But if you're struggling, definitely just reach out to us, support@clubrunner.ca. We will help. Yeah, this is supposed to be the Facebook page plugin widget, if I'm recalling. Something is up. No, this is something else, but something that it's troubling me, that Facebook page plugin. Oh, it's working now. That makes me happy. So I think it could have been that Facebook was having issues with its code, because we had set everything correctly in ClubRunner. We just use the code they post on their developer website to create this plugin in ClubRunner with a nice little screen instead of adjusting code. So it could have been that. I'm not sure, but I'm glad it's working again. I hope that answered your question, Anonymous. I have 4 more questions, and a big thank you to Robert for staying with me over time, and all of the attendees who are staying with me over time. I appreciate it. There is a recording, and there was also recordings on our knowledge base, clubrunnersupport.com, that videos and webinar section. Brenda asks, how do we add a banner to our existing theme template? Do we need to set this up as a custom widget? No, I would suggest using the dynamic carousel widget. So I'm going to go ahead and click this pencil icon. We are now editing our homepage. I'm going to delete this welcome page homepage carousel. It's gone. So if I publish this update, we don't have a carousel. To create your own carousel, in the content tab, we're going to click this carousels widget group, Brenda. And then here you would add the widget with the plus icon to create a new one. We've created a few in our demo account. So that's why we see a number of extra ones with this magnifying glass. They've been set ahead of time. So I can try to see what's in this content by either clicking that magnifying glass or just dragging it into the page. They wouldn't appear until I publish the update. So I've dragged in an existing one. This is what it looks like. For you, Brenda, you would drag in the one with the plus icon. It'll automatically take you to this details for dynamic carousel page. You can upload multiple slides. You can upload single slides. You can add links to slides. The best way to do this, clubrunnersupport.com, dynamic carousel. Widget dynamic carousel. This is the article I had drafted with our team. We've been updating it and it was ported over, but it'll walk you through everything. Member login, website, steps to add it to your home page, a new custom page, or an existing custom page. So this will walk you through creating a new page or using an existing custom page to add it to. You can have carousels in every page if you'd like to, and then it'll walk you through everything else. Carousels, drag the widget into a layout section. You can edit the title of it. You can hide the title, and then it'll walk you through adding slides. Eventually here, this is just the properties. Here we are adding slides. There's also in the individual upload slide, here it is. So this is when you add a single slide. It's having a scroll down. You can include, see that link type section here and then the page link. This works very similar to the email link editor. You can link it to events, you can link it to documents, you can link it to anything. And the label you enter is the button that would appear on the website. Let me see if I have a carousel with some buttons. Yes, so here's one. It's only actually a single slide, but at least it has a button. So I'm going to publish this and then view the live page. So this is just a one slide carousel. It doesn't have more slides, but it does have a button linked to our knowledge base. So I'm going to go ahead and click this and it pulls up our ClubRunner support knowledge base. So this was set with the link type URL. The URL is clubrunnersupport.com and the label is ClubRunner. And the article will walk you through all of this. And we have articles about event planner articles as well. You are very welcome, Pauline. I'm going to mark your question as done, Brenda. I see a few thank yous. I'm just going to mark those as done. It is my pleasure to help you guys. I'm so happy Robert shared the times that you guys were available for this training so that I could demo this stuff for you guys. Finally, the last question Keith asks, where do I find the design homepage page? Two ways to get to the designer for the homepage. You can log into your club's website. So I'm just going to close out some of these extra tabs to help here. So I'm logged into my club's website and I have the 30 site administrator access. So I can just click this pencil icon in the bottom right. It'll take me to the designer. The other way is to click member area in the top right. It is loading. And then I'm going to click website in the top blue bar, then homepage designer in the gray bar just below. It opens up the same page, but that pencil icon will take you directly from the website to the area. So we clicked it for the homepage. It took us to the homepage designer. If I go to my homepage again and open up a custom page, like one of those raffles, that pencil icon's still here. But if I click it, instead of the homepage designer, I'm now in the custom page designer. And it works similarly for events, for website stories, and you can do that. The last thing I didn't really get to touch on is the navigation menu. Only your site administrators can edit this section at the top of custom pages or using your homepage. You would just click edit navigation, and this is what this manage homepage menu looks like. You can add folders, move the items into a folder with those grab points. Once you publish those updates to the menu, folders would appear as drop downs, and then the individual menu items would link to custom pages or documents or events or more. There's so much more sign up lists. I couldn't list it all, but it's very similar to the link menu drop down we use, but in this case for the navigation menu. You are very welcome, Brenda. And that's all the questions I see for now. But if I didn't get your questions, again, clubrunnersupport.com. I'm just going to type it in again, clubrunnersupport.com. Contact us.
Omar, there's a question. There's two questions that were in the chat. So one was in the events calendar, can you color code it? So if it's a Rotary event, can it be blue? If it's a community event, yellow, for example?
That's a great question. I'll show you exactly what the calendar page looks like. So events and calendar. This is the page, and color coding is at the bottom. So here's the event types. There isn't a way to create your own color, but you can choose these colors for an event planner event, specifically event planner events. I'll show you exactly where. So I'm going to go to the member area. I'm just going to go back from our designer. Here we are in the member area. I'm going to click events in the top blue bar, then event planner. So there's our barbecue June 1st, 21st event. I'm going to click open. And you would also do this from the create event page. I'm going to click edit details. This is the same create event page. It's just for an existing event. This is the event type which chooses the color coding. So you can't customize the color. You can add more event types. I'm skipping past it, but I'm going to choose deadline and save this update. I don't know what the color is for it. I think red, I would assume.
Which is okay.
Back on our calendar page. Deadline is red. If I refresh, June 21st, so there's that red color code. To create your own event types for this page, I'm going to go back to the member area. I'm going to click events and then click event types in the gray bar just below. So you can add more event types, but you're selecting from the previous event types color. So if I choose committee meeting, I can title it to be It's not actually a committee meeting. It's actually our DG is visiting. That's the event type, DG visit. Maybe we just title that DG visit. I think there's already one for that, but I'll title it DG visit and click add. And now it's using the same color as the committee meeting. So this beige, I haven't refreshed this page yet. I'm gonna refresh it. And there's that DG visit type I made. We do have an official DG visit, which is just part of the system. So I should have used a different name for that type, something else. But I selected committee meeting and it chose that color. So you can create more. You can't choose your own custom color, and you could select them from the event planner event type dropdown on the create page or edit details page.
Okay. And there's lastly, Brenda asked, and you may have answered this already, but can we drop, I think this is when, can we drop in a Rotary banner or image anywhere? I'm not seeing it on the right side.
I'm glad Brenda asked, because I covered the dynamic carousel, which I placed in the banner full width section. I'm going to go back to the designer website homepage designer. And thank you for your help, Robert. I didn't keep an eye on the chat, so I really appreciate you lending a hand here. So we added the dynamic carousel to this banner full width section. I can throw the same calendar widget into, say, the left or main column. So I can go dynamic carousel 8 at the top of my left column. So it's quite small because the ratio is more wide. Let me see if I can find one with more square ratio images. I don't have one. The other option, Brenda, instead of using a carousel, is to use a pre-formatted widget. So I've shrunk down the carousel group. I'm going to click pre-formatted widgets, and we can either use one of the widgets with image with caption or a text box. I'm going to do both really quickly. I'm going to do image with caption, blank, and then this text one. So for pre-formatted widgets with an image box, you would just hover over where that image section is and click the pencil icon. Your club's image library would open where you can select the image. So I'm going to double click this Healthy Heart Foundation, or I can click upload and then upload the image from my device. But I'm just going to select one from the image library. There it is. I can add caption to the image with this image with caption widget. So Healthy Heart Foundation. I could elaborate more, but I'm pressed for time here. So that's the image with caption widget. For text boxes, I'm just going to click the pencil icon to edit the text. And instead of having an image space to click on, I would just click the image editor tool. So I've clicked image, this image properties dialog appears. I'm going to click browse server. And this is the same image library editors and site administrators have access to. They can sift through the folders and choose the image they want for the content. Say it's this Easter egg hunt image. I've selected it. I know it's bigger than the column. It is very wide, but the system will take care of shrinking the image to fit the layout area. So I'm going to click OK, and you'll see this image is definitely not 500 pixel width. If it was 500, it'd come out to here. But if I drag it and move it into, say, the top section, see, now that's the actual size of the image. It's like 580 or something. But if and it's not middle aligned, so that's why we see this white space on the right. I can middle align it to make it center aligned, but the system will take care of fitting it to the layout area if it's too big. So 2 ways, carousels or pre-formatted widgets, and then you can use an in pre-formatted widget, image with caption or text only widget. And oh, you are so very welcome, Keith. I've done many other webinars, and I'm skipping ahead. I hope that answered your question, Brenda. I've done many other webinars, and they're all recorded. ClubRunnerSupport.com, videos and webinars. Changeover training is our full-length 1-hour webinars with Q&A at the end. Our video tutorials are much shorter, 7 to 12 minutes, very specific. How to send an email, how to create a bulletin and email it, how to update the navigation menu. So this may be where you want to go for just quick stuff, but if you're looking for really in-depth complete training, Changeover Training 2023, we start out with the district version of ClubRunner at the top, but if I scroll past that, overview of club version, I did this one. It's just a holistic overview. It just touches on stuff, and my colleagues have done the website live designer this year. So we have an advanced website designer, which will do the homepage, navigation menu, advanced website designer, which will cover YouTube embedding, Google form embedding, and more. So clubrunnersupport.com. Even if you can't find the videos, just click contact us. I'm looking for this video training. Please help me find it. We will link it to you. I promise. We usually reply in 1 to 2 business days, usually 1. closer to June 30th and July 1st, we do get a lot of Rotary tickets. So when that time may be 2 or 3 days because we get an influx of help requests for membership updates. But we will get through it and we'll get to your request. Just email it.
Okay, so with that, thanks everyone for sticking around for the extra half hour so Omar could go through the Q&A. I mean, I think it goes without saying that obviously you know your way around ClubRunner, and I'm sure, and I can tell by the passion and in your efficiency in delivering the content, we could literally be here all day going through different things. So you're very knowledgeable. You definitely you can tell your passion. So thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you everyone for sticking around for the extra half hour. Obviously very important to get through all the questions. Obviously everyone take note of this website. Obviously there's lots of information and tutorials here at our discretion to use when we need it. And
sorry, I have pulled up. Sorry to interrupt, Robert. I want to say thank you as well to you, Robert, for hosting us today. And thank you everybody for joining me. I know people have left because we've gone over time. All of our resources are right here. Support at clubrunner.ca, just so you have it in your recording. Clubrunnercommunity.com. You can log in with the same profile information for your websites and see what other customers are doing. Post your own ideas. Clubrunner.com/mobile. You can download the application. Clubrunnersupport.com. I've linked to it. I've showed it so many times. I almost don't need to say it anymore, but it's right there. Definitely check us out. I'll let you do the last wrap up, Robert. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. And just as mentioned at the start, we will post it on the District 5360 YouTube channel. It does take a couple weeks to get it up there, so don't be looking tomorrow for that, but it will be there for you to disseminate, listen back and watch for different parts of the presentation. So with that, thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of their weekend. And Omar, thank you once again to you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you as well. Have a wonderful day, everyone.